One Piece is packed with some insanely strong attacks, so today we'll go through each One Piece character and their absolute strongest attacks. For example, our favorite navigator Nami's strongest attack is her Happiness Punch. All she has to do is simply drop her towel, and bam! Anyone nearby is hit with a massive nosebleed and instantly collapses. We first saw this insane move in Alabasta and later in Wano when she accidentally used it on Sanji, and yeah, he literally almost died from blood loss. But her Happiness Punch isn't just deadly to your health, it'll also destroy your wallet, as it costs a whopping 100,000 berries per person after she uses it. And get this, Oda himself said that if Nami's punch was broadcast to the world via transponder snails, she could wipe out the entire planet. So yeah, not only is this Nami's strongest attack, it's up there as one of the most powerful moves in the entire series. Now, let's talk about Luffy, and his strongest attack is his Gear 5 Gum Gum Bajarang Gun. This move is absolutely wild, because Luffy inflates his fist to literally nearly the size of Onigashima, then he adds both Advanced Armament and Conqueror's Haki infusion into it. And yeah, he doesn't even need to make direct contact with his opponent. Luffy's Haki is so powerful, it radiates outward from his punch, delivering an insane blow. The first time we saw this mind-blowing attack was when Luffy used it to finally take down Kaido and free Wano. So yeah, it shows just how far Luffy has come in terms of raw power. Let's continue with the Straw Hats. This time, we've got Roronoa Zoro and his strongest attack, Three-Sword Serpent 103 Mercy's Dragon Damnation. After Zoro decides to let Enma push him to his absolute limit, letting it draw out every bit of Haki it possibly can, Zoro then takes this immense power and infuses his swords with both Armament and Conqueror's Haki, and charges at his opponent with insane speed, leaping into the air, swinging his sword down in a massive descending slash, unleashing all that infused Haki towards his target. And the result is a long-range slash, powerful enough to cut through anything in its path. And as we saw, Zoro used this insane attack against King, cutting through both his massive Omori Karyudan attack and his Lunarian skin, which is literally like armor. However, the catch of this attack is that the amount of Haki Enma consumes is insane, and using this attack for too long would literally kill him, but still, it's an insanely strong attack. Continuing with other insanely strong sword attacks, we've actually got both Goldie Roger and Shanks, as these two legends share the same attack as their strongest attack, the Divine Departure. Now, even though this technique is crazy powerful, it's actually pretty simple in how it's used. But yeah, not just anyone can pull this attack off. As to use Divine Departure, the user has to have Advanced Conqueror's Haki as they coat their sword with this insane Haki, and then swing their blade to unleash a massive burst of Advanced Conqueror's Haki straight at their opponent. Roger used this attack on both Oden and Whitebeard, and Shanks used it on Kid. So yeah, while it's a pretty basic attack in terms of execution, the sheer power makes it one of the deadliest moves in the series. Having talked about Roger, it's only right we also talk about Whitebeard, and his strongest attack, the legendary Shima Yurashi. With the power of his Tremor Fruit, Whitebeard is able to literally grab the air around him like it's a solid object and pull it in any direction he wants. This creates a massive shockwave that shifts the entire area. When he uses this move, it's not just destructive, it's terrifying. Like we saw him use it at Marineford, where he literally tilted the whole island and the sea. And yeah, safe to say the Marines were absolutely terrified, seeing firsthand just how powerful the strongest man in the world truly was. Now, let's talk about Usopp, whose strongest attack is the legendary Rubber Band of Doom. Yeah, you guys probably forgot about this insane attack as you were probably just too scared to watch the screen when he brought out this OP move. With Usopp's Rubber Band of Doom, he stretches a rubber band and threatens to fire it at his opponent. He then either launches it like a slingshot, or if he's feeling merciful, he'll just run away while his opponent flinches in pure fear. Now, I know what you're thinking. Usopp could have just totally taken down Kaido with this attack, right? I mean, come on, the Rubber Band of Doom is that powerful. But Usopp, being the humble guy he is, didn't want to embarrass Luffy, his captain, by one-shotting Kaido. That just would have made Luffy look bad, so Usopp graciously held back, like a true hero does. Talking about one of the strongest attacks in the series, we also gotta talk about Imu and the Mother Flame. The Mother Flame is an energy source that powered up the ancient weapon Uranus. And yeah, we clearly saw just how devastating it can be, because the Mother Flame together with Uranus annihilated the island of Lulusia Kingdom, leaving no trace of the island behind. Like, the world government even went so far as to erase the kingdom from existence, claiming it never existed in the first place. So yeah, All jokes aside, this is hands down one of the most insane attacks we've seen in the entire series. Moving on, let's talk about the legendary marine hero Monkey D. Garp. His strongest attack is his Galaxy Impact. With this move, Garp infuses his fist with both advanced armament and Conqueror's Haki, and then delivers a punch so powerful that it creates a massive explosion with a huge shockwave, and yeah, this punch absolutely wrecks anything in its range. We saw it in action when Garp used it against the Blackbeard pirates on Hachinosu, and yeah, as you can see, the power of this attack is just insane. But still, Garp himself said he was disappointed in his attack. Yeah, seriously. So if this is what he can do at this age, just imagine the kind of destruction he could have unleashed in his prime. Just wow. Having talked about Galaxy Impact, it's only right we talk about the attack Honesty Impact, which is Koby's strongest attack. Just like Garp's Galaxy Impact, Koby channels Armament Haki into his fist and delivers a massive punch. The key difference between Honesty Impact and Galaxy Impact is that Koby doesn't have Conqueror's Haki like Garp does, so while the attack is still incredibly powerful, it doesn't have the same sheer destruction behind it. But still, the first time we saw Koby use this move was when he took down Pizarro's Island Hand. So yeah, it's very powerful. Let's continue with some other Marines and their strongest attacks. So, let's move on to Aokiji. His strongest attack is Ice Age, and this move is super dangerous, but it only works if there's a large body of water nearby, like the ocean. Because when Aokiji uses Ice Age, he can almost instantly freeze the water solid, and everything in or on it gets trapped in the ice. And this attack is no joke. It can freeze water completely solid for miles and create an ice sheet that's thick enough to last over a week before it starts to melt. After Aokiji, we gotta talk about Aka Inu, and his strongest attack, Meteor Volcano. Aka Inu points both fists into the air and then fires a whole barrage of giant magma fists that rain down on the battlefield, causing massive destruction. And we first saw this attack when he used it to completely obliterate Aokiji's thick ice floor, sending pirates plummeting into the sea below. And not only that, but the seawater literally started boiling, so anyone unlucky enough to be in it got scalded by the intense heat. And to top it off, this insane attack even sank Whitebeard's legendary ship, the Moby Dick. Moving on, let's talk about Trafalgar Law and his strongest attack, Puncture Will. And here is how it works. Law positions himself over an opponent, then uses his sword, Kikoku, to literally pierce them. The blade then extends downward, going through whatever's in its path, whether that's the ground or anything else in the way. Then Law releases a powerful shockwave that causes everything the blades pierce to implode, creating massive damage to his opponent and leaving a huge hole in solid surfaces. Like the attack left a huge crater near the flower capital and truly injured Big Mom. Talking about Law, we of course gotta talk about Eustace Kid, and his strongest attack, Damned Punk. Kid uses a ton of metal to build this huge railgun and fires an electromagnetic projectile straight at his target. And the first time we saw it, Kid used it against Big Mom, and yeah, it dealt some serious damage, eventually even pushing her off of Onigashima. So yeah, this attack is insanely powerful. Now let's talk about Luffy's brother, Portgas D Ace, and his strongest attack, Dai Enkai Entei. And yeah, this move is literally a total spectacle. Ace creates a massive, spiraling fire that gathers all its energy into one focused point, usually the palm of his hand. He then turns that concentrated heat into a gigantic fireball that looks like the sun itself and launches it at his opponent, with the sole goal of literally obliterating them, which he of course tried to do against Blackbeard, which was the first and only time he used his ultimate attack, showing what true firepower looks like. Talking about Luffy's brother, let's move on to Luffy's chef, Sanji. His strongest attack is the Boof Burst, a brutal combo that truly shows off the full power of his Ifrit Jinbe, as Sanji delivers a blazing, fiery kick aimed straight at the center of his opponent's body. When this attack lands, it causes a huge spiraling explosion that literally blows his enemies away, like we saw when he sent Queen flying off from Onigashima after their intense battle. Another straw hat we gotta talk about is Nico Robin, as her strongest attack is Grand Jacuzzi Clutch. Cool name, huh? When Robin goes all out with her Demonio Fleur, she sprouts a bunch of long arms and wraps them around her target, pulling them towards itself. Once she's got them in an inescapable grip, she finishes them off with her signature move, Clutch. And yeah, she literally breaks their back. Or if she's feeling extra evilish, she breaks their necks. Robin first used this move against Black Maria, and this attack isn't just stylish, it's deadly too. Now let's talk about Kaido and his strongest attack, Rising Dragon Flame Bagua. First, Kaido coats his entire body in flames, turning himself into a gigantic burning fire dragon that's as big as Onigashima itself. And yeah, these flames are so intense that just barely brushing against Onigashima's horn completely melted it, making it impossible for anyone to even touch Kaido without getting burned to a crisp. But the real power comes when Kaido lunges forward and delivers a devastating explosive bite with his flaming jaws. And this attack was literally so strong that he first used it to counter Luffy's most powerful attack, Bajirang Gun. So yeah, this attack is insanely powerful. Moving on to Kaido's partner, Big Mom, and her strongest attack is her Mazer Cannon. This is a combined attack powered by her homies, Hera, Prometheus, and Napoleon, as first, Napoleon's sword pierces through Prometheus at the base and Hera at the tip, fusing fire and lightning into a swirling mass of pure energy. Then, with a single swing, Big Mom fires a devastating laser-like beam that rips through flesh instantly and explodes on impact. So the sheer power and speed of this attack make it easily Big Mom's strongest move. One of the absolute strongest attacks in the entire series has to be Enel's Reigo. This guy doesn't mess around. He takes a massive amount of thunderclouds and shapes them into a giant dark sphere crackling with insane levels of electricity. Then he just drops it on a target, and the second it makes contact, boom! A lightning explosion wipes out everything in sight. The first time he used it, Angel Island was completely erased, leaving behind a massive crater that went deep into the White Sea. And later, he tried to take it even further, forming an even bigger Reigo to wipe out all of Skypiea. But luckily, Luffy was there to stop it before it could cause total devastation. So yeah, Enel's Reigo is up there as one of the absolute deadliest attacks. Now, let's talk about an attack that isn't as devastating as Enel's Reigo, but honestly, can be even more powerful. And yeah, that is Boa Hancock's Love Love Mellow. This is Hancock's signature move. She forms a heart with her hands and fires a heart-shaped beam. And if you've got impure thoughts, yeah, basically if you're simping for her, you're done for. The beam turns anyone caught in it straight into stone, and once you're a statue, you can literally be shattered. But yeah, if you're Luffy, you won't get affected by it, because, well, this guy only dreams about one thing, becoming the Pirate King, and he's got zero time for distractions. And finally, the last attack we have to talk about is Oden's strongest attack, Paradise Totsuka. After coating his swords with advanced Conqueror's Haki, Oden launches himself at his opponent and delivers a devastating X-shaped slash. And yeah, this attack was so powerful that it made Kaido literally scream in pain, collapse to the ground, and even left him with a massive permanent scar. That's right, this attack actually did what no one else in history had done before, leaving a scar on Kaido. So, which attack is your favorite and which attack is the strongest in the entire series? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching and watch this video next.